Good evening and welcome back to the Mindful Model Makers Workshop. What we're working on at the moment is I'm building a 4-sub. So that's the front of the 4-sub there. And I've noticed straight away there's a couple of differences. The reason is because the front of the sub has a kind of a lip along here. This is my original EPB. And if you line the two up together, you have a bit more room, because what I found was that when I went to put the motor bogie in, it's hitting this. Obviously the hook needs shortening anyway, which is what I was going to do. I was just going to cut that with a pair of cutters. But of course I've got this like shelf bit going along here, which I hadn't got on the EPB, which obviously gives the bogie more room to go in. You can see the shape's slightly different. It's because on the sub it's got a kind of a more rounded front to it, and it sits more even with the roof than what the EPB does, because a lot of these units are different, so slightly different shapes and things. So what I found now I've got to do, obviously a lot of the bogie gets trimmed off, like the plastic around here, so that gives you a little bit more room there. All of the detail at the side I can flatten so that I can make up a shoe beam like I did on here, to put on, which is only a piece of foam board that I cut to put on there. But it's getting rid of that bit, which is my next project. I didn't realise that was going to cause me grief to start with, because the fronts come from the same place, but they're a slightly different construction, so it's a little bit different. Now, on the inside, I've so the one that's on here is only just clipped back on, because I use the tabs that are on the bottom of the coach to obviously hold these. So when I'm ready, I will just line them back up, slide them back in the holes, and then bend them back over so that they fit. So the process, I've araldited 2 pieces of wood. So on this one, I'll take it off now. There we are. So I don't need that, because I've got to cut the front off now. This is the original EPB that I built, which is fully running. So that's what's on the inside. Then I have a piece of aluminium, so I'm going to cut that same width as the piece of wood and cut the strip off, and then drill the hole in the end so that the motor bogie fits up in it. I know I've gone through all this before, but I'm just showing you the differences now that you sometimes get with these fronts. So that's what my next project is, to cut off the rear of the hook. I was going to do that anyway, but I didn't realise that this piece here is sticking out, and of course that's got to come off. And then when I get to the process of cutting the aluminium, I'll show you the tool that I use in which to do that. So it'll probably be a bit more of a step-by-step when I build this unit. I intend to build all my units in a similar way. By the way, this is a Triang one, which I bought off of eBay, and I believe it's actually even got a chip in it. So I haven't really investigated that one yet, but that will be made to run at some point free rail as well, a 2-car unit. So the next part of the process is to cut this off inside there so that it fits. And then to cut the aluminium out, and what I normally do is fix that by screwing it into the wood, drill holes in the aluminium strip and a hole in the end to correspond with this. Now, before I go any further, I must clear the front off here just to make sure that it's all, because if anything else needs adjusting, I could trim off a bit more from the chassis. Don't really want to do that, because then this first one worked, and as you can see, there's plenty of room turning that bogie, so there's no reason why it shouldn't work the same. So anyway, that's where we are on that. So I'll keep you updated through the week as we do these bits, so that if you want to follow along or do something similar, then you've got an idea of what I did, and it will help with you, because it may have been better to have cleared that off before I actually fitted them. But there you are. I didn't look, so it's like everything, that when you do find a problem, you've got to find a way around it. So anyway, for now, I'm going to get on and remove that, and then in the next video I'll show you it with it removed, and we'll see if we can move on a bit further. So anyway, I will see you in the next video. If you like, please give us a like, and you can see all of the building of the EPB if you want to go back and see that. If you subscribe, you'll be able to go back in and find all of the videos that I made on making that, and of course some early ones of making the sub as well. So you should be able to follow from end to end on all the different units that I build as we go on. Anyway, thank you for now. See you in the next video. Bye now.